introduce you a member of Persatuan Sejarah Brunei. His name is Haji Zulkifli. He came all the way from Brunei. Thank you very much. Yeah, question, Mr. David. Sir.
Yeah, from your presentation, the only identifiable leader that you mentioned is Raja Tua.
I mentioned a few. I mentioned Raja Tua, I mentioned Pangeran Jalaluddin, I mentioned Pangeran Anak Khatijah, but at the end, I mentioned another 56 names, local leaders in Tuaran. But I cannot find the story because we need Mengkabong gentlemen here to help to search the story. I managed to find one, Pangeran Sabudin, the history of Pangeran Sabudin. I wrote about the story in Bahasa. A lot of people doesn't follow my writing because most of the information that I gather is in Spain, in language, Netherlands or British. So what I did is I give a benefit or adult or younger generation. So I wrote most of my story in Malay medium. That's why a lot of people doesn't know me. And again, I never use my real name Shari Jeffri because I use a name of Kumis. But interesting story. But there are a few leaders just now. That is answer your question, Raja Tua Mengkabong?
You say Raja Tua is the most prominent of them all.
Exactly. Yeah, because he was appointed by the Rakyat. He is not self-proclaimed Raja, but the community in Mengkabong appointed him as a Raja. And he stayed there. He's a son of Prime Minister of Brunei, you know. And he got an immense power. He's a Pangeran Temenggung.
Was his lineage from the 11th Sultan of Brunei?
Exactly. There is a lineage here. I can bring you all back to his lineage. Wait. Okay. I actually prepared his lineage because I expected your question.
My question, Shari, is that can you explain how his role from the mandate by the Sultan of Brunei to fight against Usman Sharif of Kota Marudu?
How his mandate goes like this? Because there is a few.
Can you explain why Usman Sharif rebelled against the Sultan of Brunei?
Okay, there are two historiography here. One historiography is Sharif Osman historiography, one is Brunei historiography. Brunei always believed Kota Marudu, the boundary of Kota Marudu, one of our member here asked me, Shari, can you tell me the boundary of Kota Marudu? The boundary of Kota Marudu is from Pandasan to Sugut River. That's how big is Kota Marudu. So, according to Brunei version of history, from Pandasan to Sugut, actually, they asked Sharif Osman to help them to manage that area. But of course, later on, when he became stronger, he got 5,000 force of warrior, and he actually supported pirate. He is not a pirate. He supported pirate activity. He buys slave. He give credit to pirates, and then he married. He got many wives, many wives, and one of the wife is the princess from Sulu. So he got this idea. Sharif Osman got this idea. Why should I follow Sulu or why should I follow Brunei? Because Brunei got Sharif Ali, Sulu got this Sharif Abu Bakar, Sharif Hashim, and we got Manginana, we got Sharif Kebungsuan. Why don't I become the Raja of Marudu? You see? This, but of course, based on Sharif Osman, he believed he got the power, equal power to the Brunei. You know, actually, Sharif Osman from that era, 1845, have equal or even same naval force with Brunei during the time. And somebody supported him. His name is Pangeran Yusuf. Pangeran Yusuf is the son of Pangeran Tajuddin. Pangeran Tajuddin is the son of Pangeran Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin I. But of course, His mother, some people say is Gundik lah, they say. I think people from Brunei here can. So what actually happened is Raja Muda Hashim, of which the first cousin of Pangeran Yusuf, because both of their father are brother. Pangeran Sultan Tajuddin and Sultan Kanzul Alam are brothers. So he decided, he asked Brooke, hello Brooke, can you help me? Can you help me to attack Sharif Osman? So if you follow Bianca Gerlish right up, Bianca would say that Sharif Osman is Sulu centric, but every Brunei or every local Sabah people who original coastal people, they know that the Brunei Sultan put him there, Kota Merdu, to help him to become his vessel. Apart from Tempasuk and Mengkabong, there is another important port which is in Marudu, But this Marudu were attacked during the 18th century by the Maguindanao people under the leadership of Datuk Israel, if I'm not mistaken. You can read this information from James Francis Warren's book. And then they burned the Marudu settlement. And then the Brunei not happy. If you read in the page 71 or 72, the James Francis Warren book, he say, we, the Brunei, the Pangeran, will never agree anybody who stay here in Kota Merdu, because Marudu belong to us, according to the statement in James Francis Warren. So back to your question. The entire North Borneo, if you look at the timeline, is always in terms of sovereignty claim by the Brunei. That's the reason why they attacked Marudu 1845, they attacked Tempasuk 1846, they attacked Tunku, which is Lahadatu, in 1851, they attacked also Membakut in 1851, so 1846. Haji Saman. Haji Saman, they attacked 1846. He's supposed to be executed, but Sultan Hashim Makamadin say, no, please don't execute Haji Saman, because somehow or other he is related to the Sultan. So what happened was, to answer your questions, because the Sharif Osman getting stronger in Kota Merdu, and he have this vision how to become the Raja of North Borneo, Northern North Borneo at least, and then he already have an expansion plan, because he used the army of the Iranun and the Belengingi and some of the Bajau Sama. So the only choice, and then these people already attack the west coast, they attack Inanam, they burn Inanam, they attack some of the coastal area, the Iranun under Sharif Osman, so much so, Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin I say, might as well, I send my General Simo, which is the head of naval force, better send them to Kabatuan, which is Manggatar. And then when he reached here, according to a lot of oral sources and a lot of information that we gather, that he able to unite the Bajau people, which is the descendant of Muhyiddin, the descendant of so many clans of the Brunei, and they united, put a united front and defend the west coast against the expansionist plan of Sharif Osman, until so much so in 1845, the influence of Sharif Osman disappeared with the support of Brunei to attack Kota Merdu. So that is the long story lah. Of course, Pangeran, you know what happened to Pangeran Yusuf later on. He ran away to Kimanis, and he was executed in Kimanis. And Pangeran Yusuf, he got his brother. What is Pangeran Yusuf brother, Tuan Haji, di Kimanis? Pangeran Yusuf sama Pangeran, dia punya adik-beradik siapa? Pangeran Yaakob kah? Pangeran Yaakob. You see, Pangeran Yusuf, as long as his brother stand next to him, nobody can kill him. The legend say lah. But somehow or other, one day, Pangeran Yaakob don't know where he go. They managed to kill. They grab him and they execute him. And his cemetery exists until to this very day in Kimanis. So that's the story. So again, when he, based on horror sources and the story that we get from Brunei, journal number 9, if I'm not mistaken, by Pusat Sejarah Brunei, he told a story about this. He managed to unite and managed to repel the advance of Sharif Osman to the southern, which is towards Brunei. Of course, when we look at history again, Brunei is always blessed because he have a few ports in front of before you reach Brunei, of which they have a lot of these warriors, which is Tempasuk, Mengkabong, Abai, all these, they have a lot of warriors. So it's a bit difficult for Sulu to attack Brunei, apart from 1578 by Spain, and apart from 1673. Okay? Does it answer the question or stray too much, very to the south? Okay, next question. Ada soalan lagi? Yeah, from Mambakut. Yeah.
Actually, I saw curious about the Taman Sali.
All right. Oh, yeah, very famous question.
Very famous one.
Uh-huh.
Then we know that his father is actually a Zulu.
Oh, okay. That's what you say lah.
Yeah, like I said.
Uh-huh.
Because it's in the mainstream of the
Okay.
kajian kan.
Uh-huh.
But when you learn the Gaya in Ambon,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of related with the Brunei things.
Uh-huh. So you want me to answer this question?
Okay, can you explain some?
Yeah, because you see, for me to really understand Sabah history, the first puzzle that I need to overcome is the Mat Salleh history. I'm very fortunate to have a family tree from Brunei, of Mat Salleh family tree. I'm very fortunate. Chopped and signed by Pusat Sejarah Brunei. And that family tree, I saw Mat Salleh name inside. And this Mat Salleh name, his name is, in that family tree, is not Mat Salleh. His name is Abdul Rashid, Sharif Abdul Rashid bin Mat Salleh. And he is a descendant of Maguindanao prince. So he is not Sulu, according to the family tree that I have. So that's explain one part of the history, which is his descendant. He's not Sulu. Tun Mustafa, yes, he is. I can see his genealogy in Sulu family tree. But I found Mat Salleh family tree in Maguindanao genealogy. And then his mother, based on the family tree, I do not know, correct me if I'm wrong. The family tree that I have, his mother, none other than the sister of Pangeran Jalaluddin. So meaning, a lot of people ask me, why he's so busy in Sugut Day? How come he go to Ranau? How come he go to Tambunan? And how come he go to burn Pulau Gaya? Which is, if you know, based on treaty, that area he cannot enter without express permission from Pangeran Jalaluddin. But if you look at the court case also, Mat Salleh name was mentioned in the court case between Sultan of Brunei and a chartered company. So I would say that he have great influence in Brunei as well, because I got another evidence. Because I tried to look for him, and then he buy weapon in Lawas. He buy weapon in Lawas. He was assisted by the Pangeran in Lawas, and then there's one person who assisted him. His name is Datuk Majapar. Datuk Majapar is actually the leader of Inanam, the warlord of Inanam. And this Datuk Majapar was removed by the chartered company because of his involvement with Mat Salleh. I got the evidence, I got the paper from the archive. So to answer your question, yes, you are correct. that he have somehow appear to have Brunei assistant, because when we look at it, when was the date Pulau Gaya was born? It is 1897. And then what actually happened subsequent to 1897, there are several treaties signed after 1897. The treaty is the Inanam Treaty, the Menggatal Treaty, which is all after the burning of Menggatal, the Api-Api Treaty, the Sembolan Treaty, so many area was signed. So to answer your question, based on the written evidence that I have from Pusat Sejarah, I do not know Pusat Sejarah can confirm or not, but that I got the written family tree that he is a descendant. And he also related to Raja Tua. Come back. Mat Saleh related back to Raja Tua Mengkabong, because Mat Saleh ancestor married to the descendant of the daughter of Datuk Ilang, if I'm not mistaken, based on the documentary evidence that I sourced from Brunei, from the assistant of my Brunei colleague. So for your information, yes, there is an influence of Brunei there. And then again, a lot of people confuse also another story, why he suddenly appeared in Tambunan. Because there is another treaty signed, dated 1897, between Kowi and Mat Saleh, and Datuk Sahak, and one of the condition is Mat Saleh must go to Tambunan to collect tax from the interior people. But a lot of people doesn't understand the politics behind the instruction by Kowi, the politics behind the instruction by Kowi, because a lot of these interior people doesn't pay tax. So they need to send one person to create problem in Keningau or Tambunan in order for Tambunan people to complain to the chartered company that somebody, can you help me to remove this outsider, please? Since you ask assistant from the chartered company to remove an outsider in Tambunan, then you are already obligated to the chartered company to follow the company rules. Because if you notice, you look at the map over that side, Brunei does not control the center of North Borneo. They only coastal, river mouth, island. But the interior consider terra nullius. Terra nullius means no mainland. The Dayak, the Dusun, the Iban, the Murut, they control that area. They have their own kingdom, they have their own law. And then, again, back to what I said from the very beginning, how we managed to reconstruct the interior history, because they go to the Tamu to sell their goods, and the British keep track how much transaction, how much bongon they bring to the Tamu, how much transaction they did, how much barter trade with ikan bilis south with the coastal people. Hey, they say these interior people are very rich, and they don't pay tax, you see. So might as well send one person there. I mean, that is based on the reason why Mat Saleh was sent there. But again, based on documentary evidence, Kowi say you stay there for a while. Of course, Mat Saleh being Mat Saleh, he doesn't have the mindset of the European. So when he go to Tambunan, he practiced medieval or feudal way of administration, of which angered the Liwan, and he got Tagahas people support him, but later on, Tagahas and Liwan united and kicked him out from Tambunan. So that is the story lah. Answer your question, there is an element of Brunei in sana lah. Any story? Any more question? Any more question? Ya Tuan, ya.
My name is Dr. Jeffri
Okay.
from UMS.
Okay.
I'm from Mengkabong.
Thank you very much.
Shari is I can call him my uncle based on the family tree.
Okay.
So basically, it's very comprehensive narratives of what Mengkabong is, Dr. Shari. what Mengkabong is. And by the way, I am the first cousin to the current YD of Patadalik, Datuk Jasmi Adidaya lah. Adidaya is my father's younger brother. So basically, I am in that family of those who actually we inherit so many stories. Along with me today is Saudara
Maskar Nasta,
and also
Saudara Saleh Mamun.
Saleh Mamun. So basically, if you come across the name of the group in social media, Waris Teluk Mengkabong,
Yeah.
there is this. I am not the founder actually. So why I become the founder? Because it happened to be that I am in the academic field. So it was in 2015, I believe. And when usually it came to me, because usually it's doing research on Mengkabong, I do not tell him anything because there are stories not to be told. So what we have tonight is a very good history. It is based on the evidence, it is based on facts, but still there are many stories based on mystical, based on oral, inheritance of our ancestors. So, and I still remember one time I went to one of the graveyard in Mengkabong. Actually, when we want to discover and build this story, the first place we need to go is the graveyard, kubur. You will get so many information, so many facts when you visit the kubur, the graveyard, because you have all the baptisan there. And in fact, in one of the graveyard in Mengkabong is Belut Melanga. In front of the Belut Melanga is Senorok. So last time Pangeran Propagation from Brunei visited Senorok because it was believed that one of the graves belonged to Raja Tua.
Raja Tua, yeah.
So Amirul Faza and so on. So actually there are many stories not to be told. But since we came to support Saudara Shari, I represent my group lah, because they want to say many things. But because they are shy to speak in English. So since I'm in this field, I have to speak on behalf of this thing. Very good story, but in order to enhance, to increase the stories of Mengkabong, we need to refer to the old person in Mengkabong. Old person. They was saying last time, before Pantai Dalit exists, we had only Sulaman. Our current Chief Minister, Datuk Seri Panglima Hadiji Adinor, he is actually Ketua Bagian UMNO in 2001. I am one of the executive for that time. So during that time, there was a saying, without the help of Mengkabong, Ketua Hadiji will not become white. Meaning to say that Mengkabong influence is very strong. It's very strong. Before Datuk Hadiji, there was Datuk Pangeran Nawawi Budin. Pangeran Nawawi is from Mengkabong. It's all from Mengkabong. Datuk Hadiji, maybe he has relatives in Mengkabong, but because we have Sulaman there, so I believe more towards Sulaman. But before there was Dun Mengkabong, Pantai Dalit, in fact, when we create the name of Dun Dalit, there is many opposition on that because the better name is Mengkabong. Because Mengkabong one time was a state, was a country, was a nation. But that is also related. Now we have Dun Dalit. So that's why in 2015, 2016, I and Saleh Mamun, used to be my Anula Datuk, we went to one graveyard named Dallas. I saw that Dalat. Maybe it is Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
Dallas is an island in the Teluk Mengkabong.
Correct.
Where you will find so many great of the Eden death because of death. And sorry, I am on the part of academic and mystical as well. I went to visit that graveyard. I count around 200 over.
Cemetery.
For 1 month after that, I'm not normal person.
Oh, no.
Because I've been visited by many lembaga. Even in fact, my wife also saw the lembaga. So, yeah.
Spirit.
So, and I was, met the Ustaz and that well. So, there are many stories today about Mengkabong, but we need to believe based on fact.
Correct.
But if we want to go more in depth of Mengkabong, there is another version of story
Correct.
that you can find from the
Yeah,
oral
I totally agree and I totally support, because somehow or other we must create a platform, a framework how to establish a history of Mengkabong. We start with facts, then probably we can expand. Because I also happened to meet someone, then he cleaned a cemetery and he saw one of the cemetery name ada pangeran lah. So, but I don't want to mention name here in this meeting, in this session. But for your information, I went to Teluk Belanga, I went to the top, I went to the Shari punya kuburan, to the corner, and I baca tahlil di sana. I went to Senorop punya pulau, and Alhamdulillah, so far, begini besar pun boleh sampai atas macam begitu. And then the jetty not so strong, but I'm able, the jetty still able to sustain. But again, we take this as a beginning of a collaboration between a private researcher like us who have great interest on Mengkabong history, because there is a proverb in Sembulan. You know what is Sembulan proverb? Sembulan is Mengkabong, Mengkabong is Brunei. So we always believe we are Mengkabong people, although we are in Sembulan. So if there is no people from Mengkabong sharing this history, it fall upon us, our responsibility of the descendants of Mengkabong, to tell the story of Mengkabong and share our finding so as that we can expand this finding. And it's not easy to get all these documents. It took us almost 20 years. Of course, you can get copy, but again, we managed to get the original, you know. And then we managed to get CHOP, certified through copy. You can use that document to court, you see. So it's a tremendous effort of work. But I appreciate, I know Encik Maskan, we met up with him. Datuk Saleh, Encik Saleh Mamun have given me tremendous support in Mengkabong. I visited Mengkabong many times, and he always there. He never say no when we visited him, you know. And then we also have to thank another person over that side. He's very humble. His name is Encik Sahar. He, together with me, search history, visited grave for the last 40 years. We visit every grave. We went to Jungko, we went to recently we also found one kota, but we will not disclose this. I'm going to inform this to UMS, let UMS send a team. We found one kota in Mengkabong. Kota mean all fort. Yes, we found recently. Because somebody cleaning a jungle, they want to open a settlement, but they found kota. But I will inform UMS, let them do the thing. Let me focus on history. Thank you, Dr. Jakaria, for taking your time coming over and then sharing your knowledge. Yeah, I totally agree. In fact, my research is not just this. I also involved on mystical research as well. When I say mystical research, but again, I'm a science student. I always believe on science. So I compile all the elders' recital ilmu lah. I got thousands of recitals. That will be the next publication lah. But I doesn't have the liberty, because last time I need to get consent from my father to allow me to print. But now my father no longer around. I don't know whether I can publish or not. But that recital was handed down for almost 200 years. I think I share with Encik Maskan one of the recital of the mystic. One of them, sorry lah, I have to mention Doa Singkabuno, the mystical lah. Then he say, how do you know? Because I say I got 5 type of Doa Singkabuno. I asked my father, how come the Bajau got 5 recital of Doa Singkabuno? Because they say among themselves also they fight. So this one have another version of Singkabuno, this one Singkabuno, but the heading is more or less the same, but the finishing sometimes different. But again, this is another field of history that I think a lot of people from UMS, from Mengkabong should explore, and I don't mind sharing all this information to you, doctor, and to your team. Free, FOC. Okay, so, doctor, I think...
Thank you. Thank you very much. You've done very well.
Thank you very much.
A lot of research, obviously. So well done.
Thank you very much, doctor.
And on behalf of Sambal Society, we would like to present to you our 50th anniversary
Thank you very much.
book. Thank you so much. I think you already have one copy, but never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to another talk.
Thank you very much.
From you, and if anybody has anything to contribute in the future, we are obviously open to it. Do send us something that we will talk, a short version of what you want to talk about, and we'll go through it. All right, so thank you all very much, and thank you for your contribution tonight. The total was 237